Alright, guys, this is John. Um, Today is the 29th of January 2024, and right now it is exactly 2:33 a.m. And I want to share with you guys the few tips that I have when it comes to reading any social environment, reading other people's minds, as well as preventing danger without having to engage in physical altercations. So I just want to tell you guys that for 16 years I've lived in a abusive household. Parents that are very violent, parents that are very oppressive, and I'm not saying this because this is just some fuzzy words that I've learned throughout um, the popular social media platforms right now, like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. These experiences that I'm about to share with you and the lessons that I've learned with them are first-hand experiences that I've had living with the devil, being raised by the witches, and being tortured mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, everything. So what I have developed is I have developed walls around who I really am, walls around my heart, preventing people from cutting that one string that holds me, my current me, my present me, away from the innocent, from the pure, from the bright child that I was. So, first things first, there are prerequisites to being able to be like me, okay? To be like me, you must have a sense of inadequacy. You must never be satisfied with who you are, what you have achieved, because most probably you live in a small town, small community, few neighborhoods, few neighbors, same faces, same people that you have interacted with since your childhood, and you're not really seeing the ocean. You're like a big fish in a pond, but the big fish in a pond, once released to the ocean, will find that they're not really that big. There are bigger fishes. There are monsters out there, guys. And I want you all to be prepared. I want you to face the real challenge. I want you to be able to get ready for the new world. I will prepare you for the new world, guys. I shall guide you to the new world. That is my job. Again, my name is John. I will be your guide to the new world. So, first prerequisite, you have to read all books regarding power. Okay? All books regarding power, that is Robert Greene, that is Niccolo Machiavelli, um, that is Sun Tzu, that is, those are mostly power over others, but power over yourself, these will be books that will help you improve yourself. Um, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. You will need to read Atomic Habits by James Clear. You will need to read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. What else? So you will need to read almost all books that can increase your power. The best way to start is not by reading what I just told you guys, but reading what interests you. But make it sure that you are aligning your interests with topics, with books that you could gain power from. Because that is the most important thing right now, guys. Power. It's not money, it's not material possessions, it's not your skills, it's power. It's power, guys. Power comes from a lot of sources. It does not come from just being able to be physically strong, being able to fight well, being able to be articulate regarding your words. It's not just about being able to live independently. Power comes from a lot of different resources. Power even comes from eating. Power comes from being able to sit alone. Power comes from being able to control your tongue, to change the perception of other people. Power comes from having habits that will benefit you in the long run. Power comes from routine. Power comes from friends. Power comes from connections. There's a lot of sources in which power can come from. So dedicate your life in the pursuit of power, and most likely at the beginning, life will make you experience powerlessness. Life, your pursuit for, let's say, the first decade, 5 to 10 years, will be all about life teaching you what powerlessness is. Because you do you are not really you do not really understand an idea unless you have experienced the opposite of it, unless you understand the conditions under which your desired thing is not true. So let's say, for example, you have not experienced being sad. You're always happy, you're always joyful, you're always full of excitement, you're always full of enthusiasm, you're always full of hope, optimism, um, without something to compare it to. Would you be able to tell if you are sad without a horrible memory, aside from the positive feelings that you are always experiencing? Do you really know if you are happy? Do you really know if you are joyful? We need something to compare to, to get a rank, to get a full view of who we are right now, what we are experiencing, what state are in, what emotions are we having. We need something to contrast it to, you know. So you need the bad days. The bad days will serve as a reminder that when good days come, you know that they are truly good. You know that they are real, because the bad days were also real. You could compare it. You could compare them. How would you know a good meal if you haven't been able to taste a bad meal? How would you know that you're full, that you are satiated, if you have never been hungry? You know, you have to experience first the bad times. It can be vice versa. You could experience the good times first. so that when the bad time comes, you know that the good times are real. But in this case, in learning power, it's much better that in your younger years that dwell into powerlessness. Learn how it is being like a slave. Learn how it is having no power, even over yourself. But just make sure that you won't lose your mind. You will not sub. Me personally, I was, my mind was conquered before by my dad, and that came through a lot of abuse, a lot of violent beatings, a lot of very impulsive things that he has done to me. He had to weaken me first before being able to access my mind. And since that already has happened to me, moving forward, I will not allow it anymore. I have learned everything regarding manipulation. I have learned everything from trying to take control, from deception. I've learned everything regarding tactics. I've learned everything about power. Well, not really everything. I know that there's a lot more things out there, and that is why I'm truly humble. The more I learn about things that I'm curious about, the more I learn that I do not really know shit. It's like when you start self improving, guys. Person A says, do this, it will get you the results that you're after. Now, since this is the media age, this is the information technology age, everything is accessible by just one click in the internet. You will find maybe a few days later in YouTube or any social media platform that someone, let's say person B, is now telling that person A's theory, person A's approach, person A's practice is now shit, and why person B's shit is better. And you, and maybe like you try that one, you try that approach, but a few weeks later, a few days later, a few hours later, you scroll down again on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and you see person C. And now person C is downgrading person B's action plan, person B's approach, practices, advice, as well as person A's, and you believe person C. And besides power, you also need to learn how to discern information. Discern what's better for you, what works for you, especially that's the best thing that you could learn how to do. And also what makes you feel happy, what makes you enjoy doing the things that you want to pursue. So there's a lot of crop right now, there's a lot of things that shouldn't even be out there. But I know that over time we're all learning, we are not bound to one theory, we're not bound to one belief. Everything changes, and you just gotta take the information based on what your current experiences are, based on your necessities. So you have to learn how to not take things literally, and how to properly pick only what you need, so that not only are you equipped, but you are not being wasteful of the mental storage that you have. Pick a few, okay? pick like two to three things that you want to learn, that you want to take on yourself. There's like a Chinese ancient quote that says, a man that chases two rabbits catches neither. And as I grow older and older, I think that's true. You know, being able to set up your mind on one thing is very, very powerful. Being able to have laser focus, doing the same thing every single day for, let's say, 6 months, for, let's say, a year, maybe even a decade, much better. Not a lot of people can do that thing. Um, Especially when you tell a lot of people that even the basest of things, even the most basic of things, when you do them repeatedly, you will get 10 times more the result than a person who does the most optimal things, the best things occasionally. You know, it's all about consistency. It's all about building a habit. It's about putting in the work every single day, having fun with it. It's okay to take rest days, but just make sure that a day isn't wasted without you doing the things that you should need to be doing. Okay? I think that's all that I have to talk to you about now. It has been 17 minutes, so I'll just upload this on YouTube. I will put a title on this one. Um, Learn to discern. I think that's a good one. So yeah, bye for now, guys, and have a good day.